didn't know too much about discrimination before I came here. I mean, I wasn't used to it, so I didn't know anything about it. So when went to the movies one time, and my cousin's husband that was sitting right here, sister, would take the tickets to go into the movie house. And I gave her the ticket, and I'm going to sit down, and she tells me in French, "Where you going?" And I didn't quite understand what she said. So I was going to go, and she pulled me by the arm. She said, "Where you going?" And then Jean says, she asked me, where you going? I said, "Well, go and sit down, because you can't sit here. Your kind's got to sit upstairs." So we went upstairs. Came back and told that to my grandmother. I wanted to know what she was talking about. They never told me anything, what she was talking about. And then my grandmother explained a little bit to me, but not too much. It was mostly hidden, like, I mean, like they didn't want to talk too much about it. We'd go trapping in wintertime. And, I mean, you had no schooling but what your parents taught you. Well, my mother had been taught by some people she worked for up until the 3rd grade. But she was pretty educated for the 3rd grade. She do everything, I mean, she was pretty good. So she taught me most of what, I'd bring my books. The teacher would let me bring my books, and she'd teach me during the winter time. But when you'd come back, most of the time you had a test to take. And that was hard. I mean, we didn't know we had to take a test or anything when you'd come back. But we managed, we did it, I was, I don't know how old I was by then. Because I went from 1st to 3rd, and I went from 3rd to 5th. So I don't remember, 13, 14, something like that. And I wanted to keep learning, but I couldn't. Then when it was time for my children to go to school, my husband says, "Well, if they won't let you go, let my son go to school," he says, "for your half, he's going to school for my half. And I'm going to take care of the other half when the half comes around," because my husband was white. And so I said, "Well, we're going to send him, So we sent him to school. Nobody said anything, but again, not the typical Indian name, That was the thing. My principal over here sent me word through, I don't remember, sent me word, he wanted to talk to me. So I came and I talked to him. He says, "Why didn't you send your child over here, Joyce? You enjoyed school so much, you liked it so much here." I'd help him out with the other kids, and this and that. Anyway, and he said, I said, "Mr. Pierce, what books do y'all have over here?" He says, "Typical books or something." I don't remember the exact words. I said, clippity clap, Bob and Nancy." So that's been outdated for I don't know how many years. Up the Bayou doesn't have those kind of books anymore. They have, advanced books, not here. He says, "I understand what you're talking about. He says, I know what you mean." I said, "That's why, if at all possible, my children's going to go to a school where they can get the education that I could not get, But we started a program here to go to school. So I came to school here, and I graduated, and I was valedictorian. There was only 2 of us, but I was valedictorian. And I'm proud of that, because the other lady was from Mississippi, and she had gone up to the 11th grade in school, and I had only gone to the 7th grade. That is very important to us. People coming in and showing people that, we want the education, we want to be federally recognized, we deserve to be federally recognized, because we have always considered ourselves a tribe. We have never considered ourselves white or black or whatever else, We were always Indian. I mean, that I always knew. I was always, even before I was here, that I knew we were Indians, So, I mean, to me, that's the most important thing right now. And maybe the government or somebody come step in and help us out. I mean, we need to be federally recognized.